We make these pencils on a Swiss lathe. What is a Swiss lathe and why does it matter? So first you have to understand what a lathe is. So a normal lathe would sit here and it would grip the part on one end or the material on one end, and that would stay fixed. And it would spin the material at a relatively high rate of speed. We're talking a few thousand revolutions per minute. And the tool would come along as it's spinning and it would cut it, and it would take material off as the tool moves along the part. Now, the problem with that is that as you're cutting out here, there's a lot more moment on the piece of material. And so it's gonna cause that material to deflect. And as you get closer to where it's being held, it's gonna deflect less. And so the problem is that you might end up with a different dimension, a different diameter out here than you do over here, or you might end up with a part that's not exactly straight because it's had so much pressure over here. And so the reason why we use a Swiss lathe and why it matters is because a Swiss lathe, the actual material moves and the tool stays still. And then it goes one step further where we hold the material in what's called a guide bushing while we move it. And that guide bushing allows us to hold the material extremely close to where our tool is. And what happens is that the tool stays right next to that guide bushing all the time. Even as the material moves out, it's still being supported while it cuts right next to it. And that is how we achieve tolerances and precision that are down to less than 1/1000th of an inch sometimes in total tolerance. To give you perspective, 1/1000th of an inch is about 1/4 of the width of a normal sheet of paper. That's tiny. We hold these to incredibly tight tolerances because we want everything to work and to be perfect so that when you get it, you're excited and you love it.